Hi there, namaste. Thank you so much for being here, and welcome back to another spiritualistic pick a card reading. Today I'm going to be channeling a message to you from Archangel Gabriel. Today's message is going to be very special. I can already feel it. And as always, the timestamps are listed below in the description box, as well as all of your information for me, my books, such as A Comprehensive Guide to Astrology and The Fool's Journey. Again, I'd like to thank you for being here and welcome you to take a deep breath, drawing the energy up your spine, creating a clear channel through your chakras, and as you exhale, allow yourself to come into clear knowing which group or groups has your message in it today. You have group number 1 on the left with Divine Protection, group number 2 in the center with Past Life Regression, and group number 3 on the right with Precise as Metal. Thank you again so much for being here. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out so very much. You don't even know. And I love what I do. I love connecting with you guys. And without further ado, let's get into your reading from Archangel Gabriel. Namaste. Hi there, Group 1. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to your channeled message from Archangel Gabriel. You selected the first group with Divine Protection. And Archangel Gabriel would like to let you know that he has been watching you since you were a little baby. That you are at a point in your life right now, a turning point nonetheless, that you have been destined for your entire life. You might be feeling like there is a lot of built up pressure, internally or externally, but it's also quiet. He's saying too quiet. It's important that you know that something is about to occur for you, that your entire life has led up to this point. And Archangel Gabriel wants to let you know that he is here softly, gently, and unabashedly in order to help protect you and guide you through this period of time. You and your loved ones are protected at this time. And he's saying that it's important that you know this. Now, he's sending you big hugs. So whether or not you feel the need to be held right now, or you could just use a hug, or maybe just a rest, someone to lean on in a mental, spiritual, emotional, physical way, or just to take a deep breath and kind of get your center. He's providing you with a big hug. Now with Divine Protection, there is something that is, yes, coming to a culmination point, but there's something that appears as a fork in the road, when in reality, it's not. This is an intentional detour in order to help you to see where you are supposed to go without distracting you with what is being prepared for you. This might be why you are feeling so much energies culminating within and around you, and when you look around, things seem a little bit quiet. Now, if you do have some sort of situations coming up, these are a distraction, and of course everything will turn out in your best interest and better than you could have wanted or hoped. This is Gabriel coming in to protect you, helping you get things taken care of that need to get taken care of, that either are getting done ahead of time or could have gotten dealt with a while ago, but you didn't have, for some reason, the means. There is a focus on your dream state at this time, as well as your sense of self and your ability to move through love. There is an energy here where you know that you move through love and that you have so much love, and you also know the universe loves you too, but for some reason there is some sort of question about the way that you're receiving this love. And so Archangel Gabriel would like to come to you right now and let you know that it's time for something that you have felt in the love department. This doesn't need to be romantic love, it can be any sort of love, okay? There is something that you felt that you were missing for a long time because you had picked up on the fact that you were going to gain it later in life. Now that you no longer feel this lack, but you are noticing that what you have been aware of this whole time is beginning to enter your life, this is the energy that you're picking up on. This is where you are wondering where you have the space for something that you are picking up on but maybe don't know exactly what it is. Now, some of you have been shown and are well aware of what this is, and others of you are still in disbelief even though you've been shown from a young age. Do you know that you are protected, you are guided, and do you know that you are in the right place at the right time doing exactly what you're supposed to do? If If you've made a decision recently that you are second guessing, Gabriel is saying please don't, because the universe has been working through you, and your angel spirits and guides have been turning it up a notch for you. So any confusion that is a sum of all of the parts around you does not come from within you. You are aware of this, and your angels have been supporting you very strongly at this time, primarily Gabriel, in order to allow you to maintain your, yes, divine protection, but your divine vibration as well. You'll notice that the brighter you shine, the more moths get drawn to you. And we also know that we are a sum of the parts around us. We are a sum of the people around us. We are a product of our environment. And so, this is where things are shifting. This is a hint if you already don't have the answer. Gabriel is saying that you are ready. He's also saying to take a deep breath and count to 3. Slow and steady. I'm going to get into your tarot cards now and see what Archangel Gabriel wants to say to you today. At the back of the deck, we already have the 9 of coins, and at the top, we have the 8 of swords. So there's a lot of mental energy about your perhaps ability to self-sustain or a requirement to sustain yourself. And Gabriel wants to remind you quickly that you are never alone, even when you feel like it. Messages, please, to group number 1 from Archangel Gabriel. What would you like to speak to group number 1 about? Okay, he showed me the Lovers and then showed me the 4 of Swords, but they didn't come out all the way. I'm saying that's pretext, okay? Drawing attention to childhood, and here we have the Chariot coming out. Notice that these came out in a fan with more space on the receiving side and a bit of a collection towards the right, towards the giving side. Okay, so you might be learning how to give a little bit less without giving less, but perhaps doing less or exerting more effort, more energy. There seems to be some sort of goal here that you are working towards, but you feel like you need to either backtrack or receive more in order to get there. So this is what Gabriel wants to speak with you about today. Okay, we have the High Priestess coming out with the Chariot. Makes perfect sense, okay? Your intuition has been following somewhere, well, has been leading you somewhere. And following this is leading towards success for you. This is something that you've known about for a long time, but with the 6 of Cups, there's the 8 of Swords coming out again, okay? You are at the point where you are wondering how long you can follow your intuition, not in general, but towards a particular goal. When is the end of the road? What could you possibly do extra? How can you maybe take a break? How can you allow yourself to look back at the past, make up for what you didn't have, make up for what you needed? How can you find that in the present moment? Okay, we have the Temperance. Here he is coming out to say hello. We have Temperance with the Ace of Coins. We also have the Page of Wands here, along with the Queen of Coins. 3 of Wands. We've got 3 more cards, so let's scooch these over. The Hanged Man, the 4 of Wands, and the 9 of Coins. There's your happy ending right here. You are almost done with this long road, but time is only a matter of a linear approach to energy. And Gabriel wants to remind you that you are exactly where you're meant to be. You are not ahead, you are not behind. You, in predisposition with others, is relative. Now it's important that he's saying this to you now, because you are about to pick up the speed. Things are about to move very quickly for you. Gabriel is showing me him flapping his wings in a gust of air, lifting you up and carrying you to your new beginning. So, as you feel this gust of wind come towards you, and you feel as though you are being carried, you might feel a tendency to get dizzy. You might need to over-rationalize. You might be feeling a bit nostalgic as you close out some of these chapters. You seem to have recently had a spiritual awakening, or have had some sort of creative inspiration. There might seem to not be enough resources. There might not be enough time. A lot of things around you either seem to not make sense or make sense only to you and not to those around you. You might be noticing a few, as he's calling them, glitches in the matrix, or a few little things that are indicative of shifting your external surroundings in a flash. As we know, high vibration indicates the future, and low vibration indicates the past. The reason that this is important is because approaching anything from a linear perspective is inevitably going to cause more harm than good. However, all harm turns into good. This is another dualistic tendency that resonates with the linear. Here and there, the past and the future, high and low vibrations. And so, this is why you've been able to notice what in the past is closing out right now, what is coming into the forefront for you right now, and how you can shift out of this. Not that you'll need to do anything, and that's the goal here. Recognizing that you are where you were meant to be. You have done what you were meant to do. You're already completed with the lessons you've needed to learn, and this new beginning, this next step, is a lot closer than you think. In fact, you already have your feet in the doorway. You merely have to look around. There is an energy here of a coming together of energies, a sort of union here. And this might have to do with finances, this might have to do with a social status, this might have to do with a romantic interest with a person. There's some sort of union that has been divinely connected with you for all of eternity, because time does not exist. If there was ever an illusion of separation, these things were not together in the first place. Gabriel would like you to know that your ability to follow your own inner knowing, as opposed to anything that has been flocking to your inner knowing and telling you otherwise while seeking what you have internally, is a skill that you are no longer going to need, because you have been so protected to draw this crowd of people who can learn from you towards you. And of course, this will ruffle the feathers of those who do not have angel wings but have always wanted them. Gabriel is introducing you to me as an earth angel, so you may resonate with this term, or you might in the future. There is an indication here that you are being collected and brought to a space that is safe for you and you alone. Gabriel is coming in right now in order to show you your flow. Again, you already know how this looks in several different paradigms. You know how this looks across several different dimensions and several different time periods and several different lifetimes, perhaps. And now it's time to put them all together. You have woven them. And now it's time that you look at the finished product. There is some sort of collection that you have, that you used to have, or that you desire, that is inherently yours. There's some sort of collection that Gabriel is drawing attention to for you today. And he's asking you to use it, to put it to good use. If you have not recently had a vision of Archangel Gabriel, he will be coming to you in the coming weeks to months. He does want to let you know that change is afoot, and you're picking up on this. He also wants to let you know that you are going to be ending up where you've always wanted to be, and that behind the curtains is a miraculous version of your life that you've already put the work in to be able to receive. So allow yourself to enjoy, and allow yourself to be shown in the physical realm and the spiritual realm something that you have seen before and have always known you were destined to see again, because this never left, but you may have been chasing your tail or putting in the work in the physical realm for, I'm hearing, on behalf of others, okay? Gabriel wants to let you know that your environment matters, and that the perfect spot for you, you have already prepared for yourself, and it is awaiting your arrival. And this is where Gabriel is showing me again that vision of him flapping his wings, picking you up on a gust of wind, and carrying you, gently placing you down exactly where you were always meant to end up. Where you experience yourself in the spiritual realms is where you will soon physically be, and where you have been before in the physical or spiritual realms is where you will be in the spiritual realm. This is a sense of misdirection in order to allow you to fully alchemize and neutralize different timelines that you've experienced. You're at a point where there is no longer one entity or being or energy or vibration that you resonate with, because you have transcended the journey. You have transcended these illusions. This is why you might notice slight friction in your surroundings, but only through a sense of compassion and empathy of remembering when you were there, albeit years or lifetimes ago. Gabriel would like to remind you that your sanctity, your peace, is important, and the universe feels this way too. Gabriel would like to let you know that all that you've known is meant for you will soon be arriving, and you will soon get to rest. And when you do, you will be where you've always been, the place you've always been meant to be, that vibration that you've always been at and left, in order to show the possibility in the realm of perceived separation and impossibility. There is nothing to fear. There is a home to return to. And you will notice that not only have you been following your intuition, but you have been turning others on to theirs as well. Expect forward movement, and expect never to be deceived by your intuition or your senses, as you notice you never have been before in the past either. You are reaching a larger point of clarity, and your future is opening up for you. And again, this is an illusion, just as much as the fact that you are here, or what your eyes feed to your brain, and what your brain tells you you're seeing. You are aware that anything that occurs outside of you is a projection of something else, and you're also aware that there is no separation between you and something else, unless they are polar opposites, of which, as previously discussed, you have transcended this illusion of duality. You see many who get stuck on their treadmill, who get stuck walking into walls, who repeat the same uncomfortable cycles because they're too afraid to see what's external to it. Your presence is the catalyst that was needed here. And yes, you've been doing a lot. Yes, you've been doing too much. But not for no reason, and not without reward. Although this is not why you do what you do, or have done what you've done, Archangel Gabriel is aware of the fact that this is below your pay grade, spiritually. This is not comfortable for you to show others where they are uncomfortable and settling. You will be returning to your home vibration. This may surprise you when it comes to the physical manifestation of how this presents itself, but you will notice when all is presented before you that not only does it make perfect sense, but that you have known all along, as you already do. Gabriel is saying that sometimes the most intense things happen gently, softly, and quietly, and sometimes the most insignificant and incorrect things happen loudly and harshly and abrasively. There's a reason for this. And Gabriel is aware of the fact that you don't partake in this. You draw everything back to love, everything back to divinity, and you're able to see what is beneath the scenes, what is beneath the curtains. For you, however, being an external support to so many leaves a question of what is there for you, although you already know. This is what was mentioned in the beginning. Not feeling a sense of lack or separateness, and also knowing that it's time. Feeling this energy swirling around you, and also being aware that true separation is an illusion, and that it's never been there, or that true separation means that two things were never connected to begin with. This is something that you have been preaching to little to no avail, because some things must be learned by experience. However, when you are back around your home, you will be around the others that feel your pain, that understand where you've been, what you see, what you say, what you've learned, and are able to meet you where you're at. Something that you have yet to experience in this body. Group 1, you may have many friends that are angels, spirits, guides, ancestors, collectives, spiritualists, mediums, but very few who are perhaps as ancient, or remember as much, or are from where you're from. Allowing yourself to be misunderstood goes a long way, but it doesn't soothe the heart all the way. Gabriel is saying that you have dealt with this on your own for long enough. And you're about to see what happens when you complete your journey here. Showing me a pickup note in music and a DSL coda or like a repeat sign. There is a piece of energy or a piece of you that lays beyond the status, lays beyond the stanza, that is beyond the fathomable. And this is the part of you that makes you unique. It's the part of you that makes you who you are, and it's that bit of home that you have been working and receiving and living and teaching and absolving. This is where you are soon to rest. This is where you are soon to live. And you will land here as soon as you finish the measure. Be aware that the time is coming, all's well that ends well, and that your work here is done. Gabriel wants to let you know that you are beautiful, you are protected, you are loved, and someday it will be shown, it will be told, all that you've done to be who you are, to do what you've done, to make it as far as you've made it, and to be able to show others the way. But much as Hercules, or the Fates, or Gabriel himself, it takes millennia before these lessons, these stories are understood. And by that point, they seem almost as fictitious as they did on the day when the events occurred. Write down what you can. Live in your own sovereignty. Continue to put your peace first. And this piece of you that has been unacknowledged but omnipresent, allow yourself to hold on to it for now, because you are about to be put where you were always meant to be. And once you return back home, you will be reflecting upon these times, upon all the battles that you fought, the collective civil war, the spiritual civil war. You will see the badges that you've earned, but not until you come out of battle. And let them be bestowed upon you. You are beautiful. You and your loved ones are protected. You are loved. And it's time to shake the Etch-a-Sketch. Good job, and thank you. Again, do expect Archangel Gabriel to be coming to you in a vision, if he has not already. Or for some of you, again. Please subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment on it. A purple heart if you liked this reading. I'd like to thank you all so very much for being here. Extend to you my deepest love and gratitude. And I hope this helped shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. This was your channeled message from Archangel Gabriel. And I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Happy travels, and namaste. Hi there, Group 2. Namaste, and welcome to your channeled message from Archangel Gabriel. You selected the second group with the past life regression card, and today, Gabriel is showing me a dandelion. He's showing me when little kids blow on a dandelion and disperse the little flowers everywhere. He's showing me dandelion root, a very beautiful, powerful astringent that can be used as an herbal remedy in tea. A tool that is used for healing, that is used for illumination, that is used for fulfilling wishes. He's saying that you're being given a gift, and you have a few options. You can use it to heal someone. You can propagate it and use it to grow more wishes. You can disperse it. You can speak about it, blow on it, and watch little bits and pieces of this blessing go everywhere. Or you can just look at it and enjoy it. The dandelion represents many, many things, and among them is unlikely sources of nutrients, as well as children or the inner child. With this past life regression card, Archangel Gabriel would like to draw your attention to your disposition. Group 2, you have a very sunny disposition, and you are simultaneously pure, sweet, innocent, wide-eyed like a child, but you are also bold, brave, fortuitous, like a superhero. You've lived many, many lifetimes just in this one. And as you grow and evolve, Archangel Gabriel has watched you to pick up your sheath, put it down. He's seen you be soft, he's seen you be brave, he's seen you be all shapes and sizes and different versions of yourself. And he would like to let you know that there are some things that might seem uncertain, that might seem unwritten, that might seem as though maybe you don't see the dandelion in front of your face, but you know that it's there. Or there is something around you, but you're just not seeing what it is. You're not seeing that little yellow flower that is edible and delicious. Gabriel is saying that you yourself have wings. You may resonate with being an earth angel, or a divine being, a divine counterpart, or some sort of ancient, very wise, old soul. Gabriel would like to remind you of all that you've been through, not only in this life, but in others. He would like to remind you of places that you've been, and places that you still desire and wish to go. There's something about being a nomad, either spiritually or physically, or in your heart of hearts, or perhaps in the way that you speak. I'm hearing the word polyglot as well. So there is something that is not for no reason, but it's also not meant to stress you out. It's not meant to add to your to-do list. It's not meant to be a someday. It's not meant to be if only you can accrue the right amount of time or resources or something like this. Because when the time is right, it happens for you, as you have seen and as you will continue to see. Now, there's a reason that Gabriel wanted to bring this up for you today. And the reason is that you have selected to regress to source and not stop on your shedding journey in any particular body, in any particular format, in any particular vibration or emotion. Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that you represent Mount Zion to many. For some of you, you might remember it, whether this is a Trevor Hall song, a Bob Marley song, whether this is Mount Zion, Zion National Park. You will remember. You represent this to others. You're showing me a lightning bolt, which is reminding me of Zeus. It's reminding me of Jupiter. And this is the guru. This is the ultimate decision maker, the ultimate bringer of life and death, of blessings, but still subjected to fate. You are being asked to contemplate on this for a moment, as Gabriel shows you that it is okay for you to release. It's okay for you to let go. It's okay for you to regress and for you to release certain things you've been trying to figure out why or when or how or if or anything like this. And as always, draw it back to love. There's something super magical about you, group number 2, and he's drawing me back to the archetype of you being a superhero and a wide-eyed child at the same time. Your ability to see everything as big, your ability to see everything as small, your ability to see everything as a nutrient, as food for the mind, the body, the spirit. And when this occurs, think about how lucky you are. Think about how blessed you are. There is a lot that you have experienced and been through that others have not seen, and perhaps you hope they never will. There is a lot that you've grown through, a lot that you've seen, a lot that you've been through, a lot that you've even done recently for yourself, for others, that people likely never have and perhaps never will even know about. You are not here as a resource for others. You are not here to get treated like a child, like a blank slate, to be imprinted upon. But you are also not meant to be treated like a superhero, one whose responsibility it is to fix everyone's problems all the time. However, the intersection of these two energies, softening up, regressing back to the heart, expressing truth through loyalty, fortitude, love, optimism, this unique and beautiful intersection is where you've chosen to incarnate. Unfolding these energies and drawing down your intuition, your faith, and grounding these into the earth is making you that dandelion. You are a walking nutrient. You are a walking medicine. You're a walking blessing. And there is much, much more where that came from. Like dandelions, you spread like wildfire. Your heart, your optimism, your spirituality, your gifts, your love. And you might not always see it, but you will be beginning to, at the very least. Gabriel would like to draw your attention first and foremost to the element of fate And he's saying that you are no more subjected to fate than fate is subjected to you. We are co-creators of this realm. Never forget that. It is never your responsibility to be a superhero. When you feel what's needed of you, for you, is to be a child. And when you feel that what's needed of you is to be a superhero, and you're being treated like a child, this is where you are subjected to fate, but fate is also subjected to you. You have the power to create your own destiny. And not only are you aware of this, but like a dandelion, like a lightning strike, once the moment of truth has occurred, it cannot be undone. This is not intended to scare you, but it's intended to draw truth and reality to the beautiful and strong and ominous and healing and nutrient-dense nature of you. You are a walking embodiment of ancient medicines that human beings were untaught. You are a walking embodiment of past, present, future, parallel life regression, even amongst those who forgot. You are a walking embodiment of blessings for yourself and others. So, when people come to you for your superhero abilities, don't let them treat you like a child. And when people come around in a sense where they wish to care for you like a child, don't allow them to have you take on the responsibilities of a superhero. Yes, you're a survivor. Yes, you're a healer. But no, this entire realm is not your responsibility. It is not your job. It never has been, and it never will be. Especially for those of you who are telling themselves otherwise at this moment in time. You are not alone. Archangel Gabriel has walked you through many realizations, many activations, many times you have done backbreaking work, soul searching, spiritual awakening, bestowing this on yourself and others, mind, body, spirit, science, religion, spirituality, all of the above. And it's time for you to fall back a little bit and trust that you will be caught, not only by the universe, but by Gabriel himself. You're realizing that it's time for a change, and when you look around, you might just see an empty dandelion stem. Or you might not see all the dandelion flower bits around you, all the pollinators. You will soon be in a garden of your own making. And when this is the case, expect a lot of your childhood dreams to be coming true without needing to show up for them in that superhero energy. Go back to your favorite holiday if you celebrate Christmas, opening up presents, your favorite birthday, your favorite surprise you had when you were little, that favorite award you won as a child. Go back to moments of positive surprise. And if you expect anything, expect that feeling to be reborn and expanded. I'm going to get into your tarot cards now, group number 2. Messages, please, to group number 2 from Archangel Gabriel. I'm hearing him say, enough is enough. You are enough. You've done enough. You do enough. You are enough. You have enough. If someone is crying, me and Archangel Gabriel just would like to let you know that we love you. You are loved. We have the King of Coins, We have the Three of Wands at the back of the deck. Okay. There is this feeling of striving and things getting slower and slower and slower until they get really hot. And when they get really hot, the earth that moves so slowly, that erodes over millennia, turns into lava. And as we know, lava can be it's a dangerous element, but it's beautiful, it's spiritual, it's amazing, it's beautiful. And it spreads quickly, it runs like water, and then it solidifies where it is. And this is the stage where you're at, or the stage where you've recently been. Archangel Gabriel would like to let you know that you're meant to retain your memory and your knowledge as an adult, and retain that wonder, that imagination, and that beauty that you had as a child. Growing out of one and letting it die is not healthy, whether it's one or the other. You're being encouraged to take what you would consider to be more of a childlike approach, not to be immature or childish, but rather to invite play, invite fun, invite imagination, there is an energy that you tapped into when you were a child that Gabriel is saying is your powerhouse. But as you've grown, this energy has been zipped up into that little compartment of childlike or childish or young energy, and you're being called to unzip this compartment, because there are gifts, there are energies, there are opportunities in here that you would not resonate with as being childish or even childlike. You merely experienced them as a child. So he would like for you to open up this, I'll say, lovingly, childhood junk drawer, and see that there's no junk in there at all. You're opening up too many treasures. They're showing me, I can't remember what this is from, but there is like this ancient story or like myth or prophecy or something. Whenever there is like a royalty, like a child that is born to royalty, they'll lay out different toys or like toys or antiques or gold or anything, and then the child, like with their fresh slate, will pick one. And sometimes they'll pick like money, or sometimes they'll pick gold, and other times they'll pick a butterfly, or they'll pick something. And this is kind of like their archetype. And they're saying that you have a treasure trove of things that you selected when you were little. Very much the same. So Archangel Gabriel would like for you to unzip this energy and see what's really in there, and see how it's a lot more adult, a lot more progressive than you would have perhaps initially thought. We have the Two of Wands coming out. I'd like to speak to you about your vision for the future. I'm hearing the song "The Dog Days Are Over" by Florence and the Machine, specifically the part where she says, "Happiness hit her like a train on a track." And we have the King of Wands coming out here. You are aware that you have great spiritual abilities and capabilities. You're also aware that this is part of your life path. But there is an overarching feeling of responsibility for others that you're being asked to dwindle down. And this isn't because you can't help others. It's not because you are not a healer. It is because this entire realm is not your responsibility. Regardless of who you resonate with being in another lifetime, regardless of who you resonate with being today, everyone is not your responsibility. This is giving like the energy of like a celebrity who has all the gossip columns about them, and people just kind of talk stuff about them because it's just kind of the buzz, but they never really know. This is giving also like the oracle or the magician or the healer that like lives in a cave, and so all that exists about them are stories of speculation, because the stories that this person has to tell are so otherworldly, they're so phenomenal. There's something here about maybe having a plethora of different lifetimes, a lot of different stories to tell, having a lot of experiences that are very ornate or very beautiful. This is giving like royalty energy. whether this is as an archetype, whether this is in your energy, whether this is like just pristine spirituality with light. Archangel Gabriel is saying that there is no one that he wouldn't bow to, and he bows to you. But there is no one that he wouldn't bow to. And there's something that is very much the same about you. Because you have the ability, and you do actively see, you see God in everything and everyone all the time. You see source, you see connection, you see yourself, you see your most loved and also most troubled everything and everyone all the time. You see that connection. You honor all people as though they're the same. You honor all animals, all bugs, all plants, all insects, like they were your favorite human on the earth, like they were your favorite archangel, like they were your God, your source, your connection. And Gabriel says, never lose this as if you could. But there is this energy here of, there's this energy of everybody talks, but nobody knows. And everybody talks because nobody knows. And even if they did know, they would love you more. But they would ultimately talk even less. And so there's this energy of this curiosity swirling around you that Gabriel just wants you to be aware of right now. You may be feeling this. You may be feeling like there are times, I'm hearing times are a-changin'. You may be feeling like times are a-changin'. You may be feeling like, you might be feeling called to speak up on things that you've never spoken about before. You might be feeling like it's time for certain energies to reapproach, although you may or may not know what they conceal, but you may have memories attached to them. And this is actually why you're being encouraged to dive back into that piggy bank of childhood energies, not from a place of, he's saying, not with the duster, okay? Not with the duster, not with a cleaning orifice, okay? But instead with wide-eyed wonder. Look at it like a firework. Look at it like opening up a gift on Christmas, or a gift adjacent or surprise adjacent holiday or experience in your life. There's something here about what you've seen, what you know, is uniquely collected within you. And because of this may have given you a hard time in the past when it comes to fitting in or finding where you're going to fit in the future. And I'm hearing that phrase, why are you trying so hard to fit in when you were so clearly born to stand out? Insert every coming of age film. This is you. This is you creating your destiny. This is also you growing into the version of you that you knew you were meant to be as a child before the world got into your head, before the world got in the way, before you had things to heal, before things got difficult. This fresh energy after the spiritual work, re-adding what you had access to as a child, and bringing forth the passion, the fortune, the hard work, the knowledge that you've worked so very hard for in this lifetime, that strength. It is time to make a change, and you will notice a recent throat chakra expansion, or you are about to have one. You'll notice that you are seen as sharp as a tack at this time, and you might look around going, yes, but nothing has changed. No, you're right. But just like pollen, just like a dandelion, little bits and pieces have gone everywhere. You get one gust of wind adjacent to one dandelion, and before you know it, seemingly overnight, there's an entire field of dandelions. An island of misfit toys. I know Christmas is coming out a bit. I apologize to those of you who don't celebrate Christmas. It just is coming up, so I am using it as an energy, so hopefully that we are seeing it just in that sense. There's this little Rudolph movie that they like to use sometimes when my guides channel for me. And this is coming up a lot for Archangel Gabriel for you today. There's like this old Rudolph movie, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, where he goes to the island of misfit toys, and it's like all these little toys that are like broken, or they're missing an eye, or like nobody wants to play with them, or something like that, and they all get together, and it ends up being like this beautiful little like happy wonderland of the collection of all those missing pieces. And it's like unzipping this energy, unzipping that childhood energy, you are going to look and you're going to see that that's exactly what the doctor ordered. It's exactly what was on that kid's wish list. It was exactly what the world needed. It was exactly what you always wanted. It's exactly what you were seeking. All of those beautiful energies. It ends up being exactly what hits the spot in so many different areas. And so you're being called to have faith and still hope. There's this energy of like hope, but they're showing me the candle on the hermit here, and they're showing me somebody like cupping a flame like on a candle and walking it through like a hallway at night, and they're showing me like one candle for hope, one candle for peace, and gently like walking this, like just cupping the flame, like nurturing the flame, like holding on to it as if it does much of anything at all. It does for wind, but there's no wind. You're merely nurturing the fire because it's nice to nurture the fire. So there are energies like this of just tending to something for the sake of tending to it, loving something for the sake of loving something, existing for the sake of existing. This, you can finally put your sword down, superhero, and you can rest. And Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that he's showing me the 3 pages here. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Wands, the Page of Cups. The one that's missing is the Page of Swords. Rather, we have the Queen of Swords. She's paired with, this is the King, I believe, the King of Coins and the King of Wands. You have grown so very much. You're going to be receiving, we're looking at the throat chakra and the receptive channel, feminine. Okay, so you're going to be hearing a lot of good news, and it's going to build upon your material realm and your spiritual realm. You've grown so much in these areas. You're going to be hearing about this, and it's going to be planting even more seeds. In fact, I'm getting to tell you that you have more seeds planted than you even realize. And you may have planted quite a few on purpose. This hermit is really standing out here. If you feel called to go into hermit mode, or suddenly say yes, or suddenly say no, Archangel Gabriel wants to relieve some of the stress and pressure off of you. Expect things to go well either way. There is no right or wrong answer. Don't force yourself to do or not to do anything that you had already planned on or that you enjoy or anything like this, but don't expect to struggle. While this may have been taught to you and it may have been habitual, this cycle is over. And if you feel like something is a lot of energy or it's just really hard, let yourself take a beat. When it comes to your future, don't stress, because it is going to unfold right before your eyes. Just like a dandelion, there's one, and then you blink, and then there are millions. Expect that same type of abundance to show up in your life. And in the meanwhile, use that melancholic or tired or end of the day energy, that droopy energy, and set it aside, take a deep breath, and go through that treasure trove of yours. I'm hearing, look at this stuff, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you say my collection's complete? Or I think I got the words wrong, it's okay. So, there's going to be a new beginning on the forefront for you. You've been picking up on this for a while, haven't you? Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that This is a gift from him. If there is something that looks like or feels like or mentions or, I don't know, smells like Archangel Gabriel to you, it's a gift from him. He wants you to know that you have a wealth of spiritual abundance, and if you've been seeking for where else to go and you can't find the next step, it's because you're already there, and life is not all about striving. Sometimes when you do and you do and you do, all that's left to do is receive. And sometimes when you compile all your karma, all your pain, all your difficulty in the beginning of your life, all that's left to do is enjoy. These habits are harder to break. The faster you go, the harder it feels when you hit the brakes. This is true. But nevertheless, allow yourself to come to a full and complete stop. Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that you are loved, you are blessed beyond your wildest imagination. And your ideas, your expression, they matter. They're important. Your future is very, very bright. And when you feel ready to act like the superhero you are, that's when you should. And when you feel ready to act like a wide-eyed, wondrous, imaginative child filled with curiosity and creativity, that's exactly what you should do. The middle point between those two energies, that is you. And that in and of itself is an accomplishment to be proud of. Group number 2, please subscribe to my channel, as it would mean the absolute world to me. Like and comment on this post in order to help others to receive their messages as well. I hope that you enjoyed your channeled message from Archangel Gabriel. So much love and gratitude from me to you personally. I hope this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. And I hope you have an amazing and beautiful rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Namaste. Hi there, Group 3. Namaste, and thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to your channeled message from Archangel Gabriel. You selected the third group with Precise as Metal. There are some slight shifts or changes that you've made lately that Archangel Gabriel has guided you through, whether or not you are aware of this. He's helped you find these energies, helped you find these small shifts, and they are right on point. There are some things that you have been adjusting, some things you have been releasing that are precise. And this will have to do with allowing yourself to let something go. Now, metal in in the Chinese element system is associated with your emotions. It's associated with your lung system, as well as your large intestine. Metal is a very, very ethereal element, and it is malleable like earth and water, but can only really be burned or melted using the fire element. There are some things that you got a head start on, believe it or not, group number 3, and Archangel Gabriel has been helping you to find, I'm hearing, to syncopate your actions accordingly. So you'll notice that you are further ahead than you're currently thinking in a few areas of life because you got a head start. If there's an element of timing here, Gabriel would like to remind you that while time is relative in this linear presenting realm, know that you are early to be on time. You are not late, okay? He's drawing my attention as well to ice, and we're looking at ice and metal, and as we know, when we combine these two sensations, you can create some sort of sensitivity. Archangel Gabriel would like you to know that the more that you stand in your fire, the more you will notice that things seem to matter a bit less to you. Not in an apathetic kind of way, but simply in a detached and confident way. Now, metal is an element that is assured, it is precise, it is intentional, and it is seemingly permanent. Archangel Gabriel Group 3 would like to let you know that you are on the closing side of creating something. He's saying that you have recently experienced the pain of birth. As we know, when we bring something into fruition, we have to first conceive the idea and then spend time nurturing it, gestating. From here, there is a pain of birth, and then you have your manifestation. And Gabriel is saying that you are closing out the birthing process, and you are about to be holding your manifestation in your hands. There are some things that he would like to draw to your attention today, primarily when it comes to timing. There seemed to be some connectivity between where you thought you would be, where you intended to be, what you've experienced in the past, and where you are now. And you're being encouraged to understand that the timing of this particular manifestation or of this event or of this feeling, it has been slow, it has been steady, because it is assured and it is permanent, much like the metal element. Metal is also drawing to attention that the culmination of events, the manifestation or the feeling that Archangel Gabriel is tapping you into, will be literally breathtaking for you. So, when you are doing your energy work, or you're in meditation, or going about your day practicing your awareness, practice water up, fire down. And do work on your breath work at this time, for it will help you to increase your confidence and make sure that you are storing any excess fire in your solar plexus. Archangel Gabriel would like for you to understand that regardless of where you are on your spiritual journey, you are about to be experiencing a very extraordinary, extreme, and advanced expansion of your psychic abilities. And it is important that you have confidence in yourself and your abilities, as this awakening is about to be huge. There are a small handful of you who resonate with having recently gone through a large psychic awakening. And Gabriel would like to make it known that this was not the large expansion that he is speaking about. There is yet another one. It is going to make this recent one look small. Look like a piece of cake. The answer to this awakening will be fire and metal. It will be allowing yourself to breathe, and it will be practicing your intuition in ways that are a bit more both rational and ethereal than you're used to. Implementing common practices into your intuitive regimen will help. Archangel Gabriel would like to remind you to include your spiritual hygiene into your daily life, and if you already do this, to increase what you're doing at this point in time. Working with salt and water will be extra beneficial at this time, primarily with salt and with air. Gabriel would like to let you know, Group 3, that you are right on the brink of something, and to expect an increase in your psychic awareness, but as well as your your regular intuitive awareness and your body awareness as well. Mind, body, and spirit. Expect an increase in precision. Messages, please, from group number 3, or from Archangel Gabriel to group number 3, please. I'm just hearing this song that we used to sing in church when I was little. Do not be afraid, I am with you. I have called you each by name. Come and follow me, I will lead you home. I love you and you are mine. Alright, so we have the King of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Okay. There are some things that you have been preparing for a long time now. Maybe these have been shown to you and maybe these have not, but regardless, Archangel Gabriel is aware that you are on the brink of something, and you're picking up on this too. There's this element of how much longer do you have to go? How much more precise can you get? How much more can you learn? How much more can you say? Like, how much more? And he would like to draw your attention to certain shifts or changes that you've been making recently, either in your routine, in your ideologies, in your perhaps virtues for some of you, or in your spiritual practice. Maybe some of you have been implementing something like spiritual baths, or going outside by water at night, or practicing some more rational intuition exercises, or spending more time in meditation in the morning, slowing down, speeding up. There are certain ideologies that you have been partaking in more and more, slight little adjustments. And this is the sign letting you know that you're here. You're here now. Allow yourself to let go. Allow yourself to release. Let yourself dive deep into the present moment. And you will find, as we know, the past and the future are both encoded in the present. But when you are at the destination you've been striving for, this opens up a new world to you. You are protected, you are safe, you are guided, you are precisely who, what, when, where, why, and how you were meant to be in this moment. You are about to be reaching one of those points in your life where you get to somewhere that you have been trying to work for your entire life. This can look like something that is a long time coming, like graduating college. This can be something like getting that promotion you've been working for since you entered the workforce. This can be you finally hitting that milestone in your business or in your relationship. There is something where you have been working for or towards something for a long time. And you are being guided to fall back. Things happen when they're supposed to happen, on divine timing, and you've showed up correctly. In case there was a question of this, Gabriel specifically would like for you to know that your vessel matters. Treating yourself gently, primarily when you achieve these larger goals, is important. Because sometimes when you get to the world, when you get to the closing out of a cycle, after this is the Fool. It's time to jump off a cliff again. It's time to have faith again in the unknown and the unseen. So allow yourself to soak up the present moment. Look at all that you've done to get to where you are. Look at the precision of what you have said, of what you have learned, of the battles you have fought, of the industry or the empire that you've built. Look at the depths of emotion that you've experienced, good and bad and everything in between. Look at your inner child, look at your higher self. Archangel Gabriel would like for you to know that you do have a lot of options ahead, all of which will make you very happy. But your devotion and your commitment is not anything that can ever be taken away from you. Therefore, this milestone, this accolade, this blessing, this gift is not something that can be taken away from you either. Do not fear the rug getting pulled out from underneath you. Do not fear losing what you already have. Do not fear losing your investments. For at this point in time, everything is as it should be, as it always has been and always will be. You are loved, you are protected, you are a child of the universe. And so, the universe will treat you appropriately as such. Do not worry. You may be entering a phase of nostalgia or a stage of letting go, having faith, and this in and of itself is the sign that you are moving from the world to the Fool, from 21 to 0. Messages, please, for group number 3 from Archangel Gabriel. There is, of course, more than meets the eye here, and this is where, once you begin seeing this, once you begin this externally triggered activation and you're able to see the culmination of events that you've been working so hard for, this will be what leads you to your awakening, to your expansion in psychic gifts and abilities and powers. It's telling me not to take these, but look at walking away from stress. What's in between is relative. Your journey is your own. Thank you. Yes. Archangel Gabriel wants you to know that the universe can never forget about you. You've set things into play a long time ago and you showed up slowly and steadily. You presented yourself with fortitude, with strength, and you trusted that if you got the ball, if you put an object in motion, it will stay in motion. Trust in the laws of the universe to carry you to where you need to go. You are about to hit one of the luckiest streaks of your life. You are about to notice an increase in return from your investments. I'm hearing with interest. You are about to notice the universe starts handing you blessing after blessing after blessing. And there will be bits and parts of you scattered around different parts of your experience that might be thinking, oh, this would have been nice to have 6 of Cups perhaps as a child, or it would have been nice to feel this before, or it would have been nice to see this coming, or it would have been nice in other places. And you're being challenged not to overlook your blessing. You're being asked gently and lovingly, know that you're guided, know that you're protected, and to stare directly at the sun. Your foundation has already been solidified by you, by your actions, by the universe, by your intentions, by the universe's intentions for you. Allow yourself to be confident enough to feel this all the way, positively. Allow yourself to feel the pleasure of abundance, of results, of hard work, of enjoyment, of community, of material and spiritual abundance. Allow yourself to enjoy this when it comes in. Archangel Gabriel is showing me again somebody making a sword, welding. And when it is hot, when it is fire, the metal solidifies by dipping it into cold air, cold ice, cold water. I'm not a welder, but he's showing me the metal and the ice dynamic. Taking something that you have been working on, you've applied your precision to your craft. The universe is now going to be solidifying something that has been malleable for a long time. And when great changes happen, when you take an ice bath or you take a cold shower, this presents as a shock to the system. But you're being encouraged to step into that coldness, love, to step into this positive energy that might feel cold, might feel like a shock, but faithfully, knowing that it's good for you, knowing that it's a positive outcome, and knowing that the result of this is going to be everything that you wanted and more. I am hearing, baby, this is what you came for. Lightning strikes every time she moves. Everybody's watching her, but she's looking at you. Okay, this is like everybody's watching the universe. Everybody's watching the transits, maybe, but they're looking directly at you. I'm also hearing the song Halo by Beyonce, so that can be significant for you as well, or just music in general might be a sign for someone out there. There is an element of completing something huge and looking back and saying, wow, I did that. That was 100 hours. That was 1,000 hours. That was 10,000 hours. That was years in the making. And being able to look back and being able to tell that not only was it years in the making, but every single detail was precise. And that is not something that everybody gets to achieve. And so Archangel Gabriel is reminding you, group number 3, that you are, and always have been, exactly who you're meant to be. Please receive this blessing with open arms. And if you need to cry because you're happy, let yourself cry because you're happy. That is a gift. That is one of the blessings of this life. There are a lot of tears that get cried every day out of sadness, and the same get to be balanced out in tears of joy. Let yourself experience that. Let yourself experience the pleasure, the gooiness, the happiness of positivity. If it's a shock to the system initially, trust that it's healthy. Trust that it's good for you. Trust that even though it might be weird, when you lean into it, when you absorb it, when you feel it all the way, it's good. They're showing me, Archangel Gabriel is showing me at the end of Genesis, at the end of the Christian creation story. On the 7th day, God rested, and he said something along the lines of, and it was good. And that's it. No more to be said. He keeps drawing attention to this closing of a chapter that's been so much energy or time or effort or something in the making. It's time now. Baby, this is what you came for. Group 3. Archangel Gabriel is saying that you are ready, you are beautiful, you are wealthy, you are healthy, you are holy, you are mighty, you are worthy, you are enough, you are abundant, you are psychic. And all of this was just getting you to like a realm of experience, getting you to a spiritual and physical awakening where there is more abundance internally and externally than you could have ever imagined, even in your wildest dreams. Now, Archangel Gabriel is just showing me him gently closing his eyes and nodding his head with a smile on his face. And he's saying, it's okay, come here, come here. He's also showing me Jesus. There are a lot of Christian references in this pile, as well as music, so maybe Christian music can be significant, I don't know. Or if that doesn't resonate for you, leave it. They're showing me a story in the Bible where Jesus has like a ton of kids around him, and Jesus says, like, let the children come to me, don't hinder them, don't stop them, because the kingdom of God belongs to such as these. It says, anyone who will not receive the kingdom of God like a little child will never enter it. And so you're being called by Archangel Gabriel specifically to allow yourself to take on that position of newness. Let yourself enter this new realm of possibility, this new experience, this new chapter with faith and love and innocence and fresh eyes, filled with wonder and optimism and hope and curiosity. And trust that when the time is right, you will have the opportunity to welcome others into this as well. But right now, it is your turn. All eyes are on you. All of the universe has been conspiring. You have been working. You have been waiting. You have been crossing your T's and dotting your I's. And all of everything is on you right now. The attention's on you. The eyes are on you. The love of the universe, the blessings are on you. You are being blessed. You have, or are soon to, have something phenomenal and otherworldly to show for everything that you have been working towards for such a long time. And precisely this, precisely now, everything that you've been waiting for and working for and more will be appearing before you. Accept it with open arms. Do not give your blessings away. And enjoy the moment, along with the path that unfolds before you. Gabriel would like to just let you know that, yes, he did mention to you that you will be having quite a large expansion in your spiritual and psychic gifts very soon. It may feel abrupt. It may feel like everything that you've known is unfolding, or that you need to shift some things, or that everything is just a lot. So nurture yourself. Be gentle with yourself. Trust that, yes, what you're experiencing is real. It is true. It is intended for you. And that you wouldn't be bestowed with such a gift and such a blessing if you were not the one intended to use it, and use it well, and use it for good. There seems to be some sort of accolade in the spiritual realm, so take that how it resonates, when it resonates. He did want to give you a bit of a heads up that you see how hard you've worked, and you notice the blessing showing up in the physical realm. And when this matches in the spiritual realm, do not trick yourself into experiencing imposter syndrome, because you are ready. You and only you are you. And when this new realm of experience opens up for you, and someone is offering you, Archangel Gabriel is holding your hand, asking you to step through this portal, do. The universe makes no mistakes. And Archangel Gabriel wants to let you know that you are loved. I'm also hearing the song Heaven by the Los Lonely Boys. So there may be signs and synchronicities in there for you as well. That is all I have for you, group number 3. Please subscribe. It helps me out so very much, and it helps me continue making content for you guys. Please like and comment on this video, as that helps me a bunch too, and helps other people receive the messages that they need as well. I hope that this helps shed love, light, and clarity on your situation. Special thank you to Archangel Gabriel for coming through today and channeling this reading for you through me. I hope that you have an amazing rest of your day, week, month, year, and incarnation in this beautiful realm. Thank you so much for being here, and you are loved. Namaste.